What's cracking, everyone? This is Solomon SK for Whiskey and RPGs, and if you're ready to hang out, hope you guys have your glasses ready with your beverage of choice, of course. And we got a lot of news to cover, so let's just jump straight to it. Cheers, everyone. So the first bit of news I wanted to cover comes from massivelyop.com. Outriders is a sci-fi co-op shooter with elemental superpowers arriving to all platforms in 2020. This should be pretty interesting. So, publisher Square Enix and developer People Can Fly, who many will remember for their work on shooters like Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment, are crafting another co-op cover shooter. This one, however, appears to blend action gunplay with over-the-top elemental superpowered abilities. Say hello to Outriders, a new game due at the end of this year for all platforms, including PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So this one looks to be pretty cool. I thoroughly enjoyed Gears of War, and if it's anything like that in terms of the cover shooter mechanic, I will be thoroughly interested. So let's take a look at the trailer over here. Wow.
We awoke from one nightmare into another. Not on our dying Earth.
Graphics is on point, that's for sure.
Somewhere much worse.
Wow.
We came to Enoch as our last chance, a chance at a new home. But what we found didn't save humanity. It consumed it.
So right off the bat, you got the sci-fi part down, or they got the sci-fi part down really well. So if you play the Gears of War games, they're known for very big, bulky machines and vehicles, and you got a glimpse of that in the beginning of the trailer, which I really like. I'm really digging the aesthetic so far, and it looks like whatever planet that they arrived on, like there's some sort of like organism or whatever that gives them superpowers, it seems like. So
We awoke changed.
yeah, there we go. We woke changed.
The anomaly unleashed within us. Burning with power. Impossible power. Enoch robs us of our humanity, yet gives us so much more. Each step taking us further from what we were, and closer to what we must become.
The aesthetics of this game is really interesting because it seems to be trying to blend sci-fi with fantasy. Now, I know this isn't a fantasy game, but when you think of magical elemental powers, you automatically think of something from a sci-fi genre, you know, such as World of Warcraft or something like that. And you can tell it going back to, say, if I could get to it. Yeah, like right here. It's like, obviously, when you see a rifle, you think of something that's very modern. You don't think of fantasy, but it has the designs, you know, with all the skulls and the very, you know, luscious curvy lines added to it, gives it a fantasy feel to it as well. And this, I mean, the aesthetics is really cool. I think they're trying to blend something together to make something more original, and I personally like it. Granted, for me, if I had to choose one side or the other, I would definitely lean more towards the sci-fi aesthetic of things, but I think this is a really cool way of blending those two genres together. So So it's gonna have lots of violence, obviously. Very cool. Very cool. Is there more? No, that's it. Okay. So yeah, it's I know this game is more of an action cover shooter than it is a MMO or an RPG, but considering I've been such a huge fan of the Gears of War franchise, I just wanted to cover it here real quick and just to let you guys know that there is another game out there for people who absolutely have to have that sort of or desire the Gears of War sort of aesthetic and look and feel and gameplay as well. So, and to all you Final Fantasy 14 players out there, patch 5.2 Echoes of the Fallen Star went live today, so you got something to look forward to as well. It's time, after a wait that many have felt longer than usual, but actually entirely normal. Final Fantasy 14's patch is available for players to enjoy right now. See all the final patch notes that has been posted. It's pretty similar to the preliminary patch notes, really, but they're all the final ones. So the centerpiece of the patch is a continuation of the main story following the events of patch 5.1, of course, along with new quests for the Eden series and even a pair of additional quests for those following the Alliance raid story. There's more stuff coming in a smaller interval patches like Ishgard Restoration and the Blades of Gunhill. Oh man, I can't even pronounce that. But for now, revel in everything that's here today with a quick rewatch of the trailer. So those of you who may remember the original Gothic game, they're actually planning a remake. 2 months after the release of Gothic playable teaser that served as the means to gauge interest in a potential Gothic remake, publisher THQ Nordic has announced that it will establish a new studio in Barcelona, Spain to go into full production on a Gothic remake for next-gen consoles and PC. A release date was not announced, but THQ Nordic confirmed it will not launch in 2020. So some of you old school gamers out there from, I believe it was earlier 2000s, right? This game came out. They're making a Gothic remake and should be interesting, and yeah, I'll keep you guys posted as more news is released. Wild Terra 2 closed alpha begins February 20th for certain backers. Wild Terra 2 Newlands is getting in the first stage of closed alpha. Did I say beta? Oh, okay, I'm pretty sure I said alpha, right guys? Anyways, it's getting its first stage of closed alpha on February 20th for backers who backed at Conqueror, Hero, and Creator packs. The test is set to last from February 20th at 5 p.m. GMT until March 1st. Here's what available for the test. Starting island with continent and unique locations, forest, cemetery, abandoned mines, church, and old sawmill and others. 16 animals and monsters for hunting, many quests, fishing, and stuff. Go on and so forth. So if you are a backer of Wild Terra 2, you got an alpha to look forward to, and it looks pretty interesting. I know I say that a lot about a lot of games, but you know, you don't really see a whole lot of top-down sort of this action RPG style, you know, gameplay and combat. So a few days ago, I covered this story from Massively OP about Eden falling and their 1.3 million that they secured, but it looks like there's a clarification, and Massively OP apparently was contacted by the Arizona Commerce Authority to help, I guess, clarify on what really happened. But we got an official statement from, let's see, Michael Weisner over at Razor Edge Games, and he said, according to my state Arizona rep, the article prepared and sent out by our external marketing company was somewhat misleading, he told us. In truth, we have partnered with the state and local government to receive the amount quoted, but as a tax incentive relief over a period of 5 years, and it is applied based on the people we hired to work in the studio. We have about 160 current team members who currently work remotely, of which we plan to have about 40 relocated to Gilbert, Arizona to work in the studio and bring as many as the others full-time over the period of 5 years. So they didn't necessarily get the 1.5 or 1.3 million, but it's a combination of tax incentives that actually will help, well, that will allow them to keep more of their money to help fund the game, is what I'm assuming. So yeah, there's that. To any EVE fans out there, EVE Rebirth Terror coming to Switch on February 27th in Japan, and it will be on for the Nintendo eShop on February 27th for 6,380 yen. Hopefully we'll also get a US release soon. But yeah, there you have it. Long-running free-to-play MMOs Eudemons Online is adding a clean start server to its roster today. It's called Elvencity, and it arrives alongside a sale, contest, achievement races, and a rank-up event with all special awards. So, yeah, I have no idea what this is about. In conjunction with the launch, THQ Digital has granted us a ton of keys for the goodie bundle for us, for use specifically on the server. Awesome. It includes 500,000 gold, Graceful Fiery Soul Pack, 30 days, a Kravenos Egg, a bunch of other awesome looking loot, it seems like. So if you actually head on over to massivelyop.com and check out their Elvencity server launch article, you're able to get a key with all this loot, and as of recording, they got 1,992 keys left. So yeah, I might have to retrieve the key myself and check out this game just to see what it's about. Any Crowfall backers out there? I know Ken is a backer for this, but anyways, Crowfall will start handing out monthly appreciation rewards to its backers. How do you think those who have been monetarily supporting your in development Throne War MMO by dishing out monthly freebies? That's how Crowfall is going to be showing the love to its backers by doing just that. This month, players who are backers by the 24th of February will be granted in-game items like Thrones for Eternal Kingdoms, unique mounts, belt accessories. None of these items will be claimable until the game launches, but everything is automatically tied to your account otherwise. Additionally, these items can be tradable with other players just in case certain items aren't to your liking. So I know this game has been in development for a very long time, and I know a lot of people are getting anxious, excuse me, but at least it seems like you're able to get in-game goodies, and I know a lot of MMO players play for certain goods that you can't get anywhere else, so there's that incentive if you are a backer yourself. Guild Wars 2 competitive update touches on balance and more, and this article comes from MMORPG.com. And if you notice, MMORPG.com did a facelift to their webpage, and it looks really nice. It's really clean. I dig it. Guild Wars 2 has outlined its upcoming competitive update to hit on February 25th. The update is set to touch on a host of features like Swiss tournaments, balancing, and more. Balancing specifically was called out with changes to traits, skills, and visual effects visual effects to be set introduced. Full list here. Okay. Yeah, if you're really into Guild Wars 2 PvP, and got some updates coming your way. And the next bit of news comes from MMOculture.com, and this is called Dragon Break, trying out a new mobile action RPG just launched in Japan. Nope. Kingdom Under Fire 2 update brings a new raid and new missions. A new raid and new missions are here for Kingdom Under Fire 2 in the Grave of Time update. The new update includes a new raid, new mission, new items, rewards, and an improvement to balancing. Here are some of the details. New raid, Grave of Time, new mission, delusional test, new items, mounts and equipment, new rewards, and improved balancing. So you can go into detail about some of the stuff that's going on from MMORPG.com, or just head on over to Kingdom Under Fire's website. Perfect World Entertainment didn't forget Champions Online. Now you can link that account to Steam too. Yesterday we covered news that Perfect World Entertainment is finally enabling account linking between Steam and Arc, its proprietary platform for distributing all of its MMOs here in the West. But we were forced to note that Arc announcement included Neverwinter and Star Trek Online, but not Champions Online. But yeah, if this is something that really irritated you because you played Champions Online, all 5 of you, I'm kidding. I know there's a lot of people who still play that game. You're in luck, because now you can link those two accounts together now. And sticking with massively overpowered, No Man's Sky Living Ship update adds organic, growable psychedelic starships. Wow, that's crazy. In a patch today, No Man's Sky, the game that launched as a not MMO mess, has pumped out pumped out so much epic content in the ensuing years that it's winning awards, and its player base put up a billboard out on decoration. Gotta love the comeback story. What is that? Oh wow, so that's what it meant. Fans of the game, you gotta love them. So yeah, apparently, just judging from this little screenshot here, it looks like you can make ships that are just absolutely, just literally out of this world.
I've seen things.
Look at that.
A few things before. Left the sun and moon behind.
Wow, it looks really impressive now.
Galaxies waiting to be found. A universe you wouldn't.
It looks like you got little two bean sprouts hanging from the bottom. So it's kind of like like a ship, but it's an organic ship rather than one made of metal, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, if you're a No Man's Sky fan or somebody who hasn't played in a while, looks like you got some pretty cool updates for you as well. And heading on back over to MMORPG.com, Albion Online teases Avalon in a new cinematic. Unfortunately, I don't know what any of that means. A deep, menacing voice remarks, we return to the ancient city of our forefathers. Since that day, Alvion's great halls remain undisturbed. The video has snippets of gameplay interwoven as the narration plays out, so you can get a small sense of what you're facing. 1,000 years ago in Camland.
We fought beside him, saw him betrayed. We are the sons and daughters of Avalon, and the power of the Grail lives within us.
It's very Crusader-like, in my opinion. But yeah, again, I've never played Albion Online, so I don't know what any of this means. But in case you guys are a fan, looks like you guys are getting an update here pretty soon, a big content update. So yeah. Any of you old JRPG fans out there, such as myself, you have, again, I forgot how to pronounce that name, like Ys or Yes, Memories of Celceta or Kelseta for PC, updated with Japanese audio, and Oath of Felghana, updated with English audio. I remember the Oath of Felghana for the PSP. I remember playing that for a number of hours. It was really fun. So yeah, if you have the game for the PC version, just know that you did get an update for voiceovers as well. Dungeons & Dragons Online's next Hardcore Leauge and new permadeath server are here. Ooh, interesting. Dungeons & Dragons Online has been good for 2020 with its first 64-bit client and Alchemist class, and now with the return of the Hardcore Leauge. Last year, Standing Stone Games introduced the Hardcore Leauge with its permadeath server, which ran from August to November and was tremendously popular in the MMO. Now Hardcore Season 2 Trial by Fire has officially arrived. This is probably the 5th time I said this, and I have yet to make a first impressions Path of Exile video, but I'm getting around to it. I'll probably have it done by the end of this week, but Path of Exile teases upcoming announcements. Grinding Gear Games has teased what you can expect in the upcoming weeks for Path of Exile in a new forum post. The post is a teaser for announcements of sorts, with the team discerning the official or discussing the official announcement of the next expansion on February 25th, which is next week. The post also touches on a soon-to-be released new League supporter pack for the PC. So there's a game called Deliver Us the Moon that I've heard about. Never played it, but I know a lot of my friends who played it had a blast with it. But it was first launched in PC via Steam in October 2019 and will launch for the PS4, Xbox One on April 24th, followed by the Switch this summer. Publisher Wild Productions and developer Neoken Interactive, I guess that's how you say it, So yeah, if you've been wanting to play this on the consoles, you got your opportunity to do so in the near future. And that's it for today's MMO and RPG news. If you made it this far with me, I do appreciate that because it does help with the algorithms. And yeah, we had a lot of news to cover, and we'll have more next time. So until then, I hope you guys have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.